Hi everyone, I just thought I'd give you an update after my first week of match fishing. So last Monday I fished a cost cutter at Gold Valley Lakes, which was very interesting. I got battered both sides of me, finished last in the match with just short of £50 worth of fish, about £46. Everyone else on the lake was slapping rigs on a pole and catching carp up in the water, something I've never done in my life. Hadn't got a clue what to do, so I stuck by my guns and fished a feeder out at about 30 metres, caught steadily for the 5 hours, but just not quick enough. Lesson learnt. On Wednesday, again at Gold Valley Lakes, I entered an open on Gold Lake, drew middle of the lake with a chuck to a small island, which produced a couple of carp early on, and then a little of learning my lesson from the Monday. I went to Pellet Waggler about 15 yards out, pinging 8mm pellets in, 8mm pellet on the hook, and caught steadily for the match up to about a 12-pound carp, I think was the biggest, to finish third in section, so great improvement. One short aside from last week, I hooked into a carp, no idea what size, which almost immediately snagged me on my 10'8" Preston Ascension feeder rod, which pretty much as soon as it snapped the rod, the sort of top section or middle section if you don't include the tip, just above the ferrule joining the two sections together, which surprised me a little. Anyway, I got back home, emailed Preston and explained what happened, being ruthlessly honest and saying I think it was a snag, not just a carp. And they got back to me in a matter of minutes and said, don't worry, we'll replace it free of charge, which I think is exemplary after sales service. So thanks, Preston. So I've just finished packing up the car after sorting rigs out and what have you for tomorrow. Cost cutter again at Gold Valley Lakes. I'm expecting the carp to be up in the water. It's warmed up a bit today. We've had rain down this part of the country for the past 2 or 3 days and the temperature got colder. It's up around mid-20s today and forecast to be the same tomorrow. So my pole, I've sorted a load of pole rigs out yesterday, so I've got 6, I think, up in the water pole rigs ranging from 8 inches deep to 2.5 foot deep. I've also just been to my local tackle supplier bait shop, picked up 5 pints of casters, which I'm either going to use casters or pellets tomorrow, 4mm pellets. I fancy using casters because I don't think anyone else will, so it might just give me an edge. So I'm aiming to ping half a dozen of those out very regularly and 1 or 2 on the end of a hook. I've also done something a bit funky and rigged up one of my pole rigs with a method feeder on it. So stand by anything. I just thought I'd run through what my tactics will be tomorrow on the cost cutter. So last week everybody except me was fishing up in the water, mainly because I hadn't got a clue how to fish up in the water, slapping rigs over and pinging pellets in. Not got a clue, not done that for over 20 years, if at all. So a couple of days ago I went on the lake and basically practiced slapping the rig, pinging pellets in. With the help of a guy a couple of pegs along, a lovely chap called Ross, who was doing this very successfully and catching F1s for fun. I've also consulted the guru that is YouTube and watched everyone from Des Ship to Andy May teaching me how to do it. So I feel fairly confident after my practice session that I've got a bit of a grip on this. So as I mentioned earlier, I've made up half a dozen rigs from a pole in advance. So I've got 5 rigs set up for shallow fishing, ranging from 8 inches in length to about 2.5 foot in length, and I've got another pole rig already set up for a feeder on the pole. So my plan is to start with the feeder on the same line that I'll be trying to catch fish up in the water. So I'll stick a feeder in on the end of the pole, fire some pellets, I should think, to start off with over the top of that, and keep fishing on that line with the method for probably, I don't know, an hour, or until I see fish up in the water. I've then, again, I showed a picture in the back of the car. I've then got casters, which I'm hoping might give me an edge tomorrow. The weather's still fairly warm here. There was a dip in temperature over the last few days, but it's warmed back up again, so it's mid-20s today, and tomorrow it's forecast the same, with broken cloud. So I'm hoping that casters might just give me the edge over others who I think will be fishing pellets. But I've got kilos of 4mm pellets and 5 pints of casters, so between the two of them I'm hoping that I'll be able to catch a few. I'm videoing enough to start videoing my matches yet. Hopefully that'll come, but I'm aiming to do cost cutter this week, an open on Wednesday, and then have a practice towards the end of the week. So I'll try and get the GoPros out on the bank with me on Thursday or Friday for practice, and you'll be able to see, analyse, critique my technique in all things pole and feeder.